This is Lady Myya. Hello, you guys. I am back here on another podcast. Okay, so I have company. Okay, so her name is Meena Aithal. Okay, so she is the owner and proprietor of Love Life Now Coaching LLC. She is an absolute gem, you guys, a gem. She's the sweetest thing ever. Okay, so, I was ready to stalk her the first time that I saw her, but, I didn't want to do that because, I didn't want to come off clingy. But no, she definitely has a lot of just good intentions and very spirited conversations. And I think it's just an absolute excellent opportunity for her to just showcase who she is, what she does, and how we can reach her. Thank you so much, Miss Amina, for joining me here with Living Your Best Life with Lady Myya. Hello, Miss Amina.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate your energies, dear heart. I appreciate you. So, if you once again can tell us the name of your business and when did you start that?
So, as Lady Myya had said, I am the founder of Love Life Now Coaching LLC. And so, what it is it's a holistic life coaching practice. And what I do is I help women who are unfulfilled and just aspiring women who want to get in alignment with who they truly are so they can start businesses that light them up. And these are the females who have that pull and desire to um, have more in their life for their in terms of their career. And I started this business last September officially, so September of 2019.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So like when you started this, what was happening for you to start?
So going back, I am a teacher. That's my first career, and I've been teaching since 2004. And for about 11 years, I was scrutinized by bosses and supervisors and principals, and it caused me to be very anxious, being fearful, having self doubt, scrutiny. And so, as a result, I would be sleeping my days away. I wouldn't want to get up and start my day as a classroom teacher, and which is interesting because I've wanted to teach since fourth grade. And then when being scrutinized and being told that you're not good enough, and even being called to the principal's office as a student, you don't like it, but as a teacher, you don't like it even more. And so then in 2015, I was like, this is not working for me. Let me try something else. And I had a master's in teaching and decided I was going to get a master's in social work and kind of switch my gears a little bit because I was like, if teaching isn't working, let me try something else. 3 weeks into the program, I was like, what am I doing? This isn't working out. I'm not happy. And so then my massage therapist, she was like, why don't you talk to this life coach? She used to be a teacher and she can help you and guide you in figuring out what the next steps are. Because when I left the social work program after 3 weeks, I was very upset. I was fearful. I was like, what am I going to do? I left teaching and now this career didn't work. And then working with my first coach, my first life coach, I worked with her on and off for about 2 years. And that's when I one day woke up and got a turning point. And I was like, oh my goodness, Meena, what are you doing with your life, sleeping your days away, being so anxious and fearful and not living your best life? And then that's when I was like, I could do this. So then I enrolled in a program last year from March to June, and it was a program to get me certified as a holistic life coach in Connecticut, where I'm in. And it was through Yoga program called Bloom Holistic Life. And so I got certified through that and became a holistic life coach. So,
wow. Okay. So the question is, how are you helping others with you being a life coach?
That's actually a good question. So, what I do is my program is very individualized and tailored to each person. Uh, I feel that the one-on-one approach is the best way to reach my clients, the aspiring females. So, what I do is you currently have a 6-week program, and the 6-week program is called the Align Your Life Experience, and it takes clients where they are currently to where they want to be. And I use my hands a lot, if you haven't noticed. And actually had a friend of mine from the UK. She's like, we don't use our hands as much. And I talk with my hands and my students. But as being a teacher, I go like this a lot. So, which is kind of funny. But anyway, so going back to what I was saying, to help other women is and through my program, which is the Align Your Life Experience. It's a one-to-one program, very individualized. And like I said, I take you from where you are now to where you want to be. And the women that I've worked with, they've wanted to start businesses. So I had one client in the past who's gone through my program. She actually did it twice, and she wanted to start a business. She didn't know what she wanted to start it in. So to gain that clarity is what I helped her to gain the basic clarity in what type of business she wanted to start. And so we talked about different things she can start her program in, whether it could be a virtual assistant. And then what was really interesting is one day I woke up and I was just like, aha, this is what she needs to do. Because she didn't really like the path of being a VA, virtual assistant, but she's like, let me look into it. And then I woke up one day and I find sometimes I've been more and more intuitive. And that's part of my program, following your intuition. And so by the end of the program, she had decided, I woke up one day and I said, you need to be, or why don't you think about being a real estate, or not real estate, a travel agent? And that sparked her so much. She was like, oh, my husband and I were talking about that. How did you know that's what I wanted to be? And I was like, I just thought that maybe you might like that. And I helped her to create the steps and take the action steps to work towards that goal. So by the end of my program, clients will, just like her, will have a clear path on what they want to do, how to reach those goals, but also taking into account other areas of their life. Because if other areas of their life are not in balance, they're not going to be able to show up as the best version of themselves in their business. So I use a tool called the Life Coach Wheel. And this Life Coach Wheel has 8 different areas. So in the beginning of my program, we go over those 8 areas and we can focus on relationships, family, career, finances, personal development, and there's home, there's and health is a big one. There's other areas too. And so what we do is I ask the client to assess themselves in those 8 areas based on probing questions that I ask to get them to figure out where they are in those 8 areas. And then we target 1 or 2 areas at a time to get them more in alignment with who they are so they can start that business.
That is excellent. Well, at least, that dissection definitely helps. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So when doing so, okay, so what are you finding for just for the normal, like the average time that it takes for them to get through the first piece of the pie?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how long does that normally take? Mm-hmm.
So the first step, I've created actually a method that I've perfected using my own experience. So what that method is it's the Align Your Life method. And it's a method, again, that I created based on my own experience. And I've, in my so far, worked with 3 different coaches. I had 2 life coaches, and then currently work with a business coach, but she also does a lot with mindset too. Using what I've learned through their coaching me, and also doing market research, talking to a lot of different women, and and as well as talking to other coaches. Even if I'm not technically working with those coaches as their client, I perfected this method. So the first part of the puzzle is determining what areas they're struggling with in my Align Your Life method. And so what's really great about that, that can be done in one session. So that takes one session of really going over. It's essentially, it is like a pie because I give them a sheet and it's a circle and it has 8 different pieces for 8 different areas of their life, and which are the 8 areas of the life coach wheel. And what they do is I ask them those probing questions. Like I might ask them for health. Do you drink water every day regularly? How much water do you drink? Do you exercise? Do you get movement in? Do you do self-care? And then they have to rate themselves from a scale of 0 being the lowest, 10 to being the highest. And we go through the different areas. And even though most of the clients that I've worked with, they have some blockages in career. So we know that career is going to be targeted or they want to start a business. So we automatically know career is going to be an area. But in order to have that rock star career, or I can say the kick-ass career, you have to really have those other areas really fit into the piece of the puzzle nicely instead of some pieces hanging out or missing. Because when everything is intertwined, then your business is going to be there and be solid.
That's true. Very true. Oh, wow. Look at you. I tell you. Okay. So, okay, with that, okay, how has this helped you? Because I feel like, you having to go through as much as you have, and different things like that. Where has this kind of put you, like mentally? Where did you go?
So I started off like I shared my story in 2004. And even before that, I was always a child who was anxious. As an adult, I was always very anxious and had some insecurities and self doubt. And especially, it got triggered more and more as I became an adult and I started my career as a teacher. And when I was being told I was scrutinized and, or rather, when I was scrutinized, being told I wasn't good enough as a classroom teacher. And I'm like, this is what I want to do for my career since fourth grade. What else can I do? And it really made my mindset, it put it at a negative space because I was being scrutinized, and then the negative self-talk would happen and I would say, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. How come my friends who are teachers are just doing so great and they're achieving success and I'm not? But it was the reason being was I was not aligned with my true self, and what was good for me wasn't good for someone else. So to give you an example, when working with my coach, we figured out, my first coach, which was my life coach, I figured out I'm better with small groups of students instead of a whole big classroom of students and just me. So that's something that I figured out. And then now, because of the pandemic, I am actually teaching online. And even though I do have a whole class, I have learned a lot of tools and strategies and things that can help me to stay grounded no matter what life brings me. And that's something that I utilize in my own coaching program, the Align Your Life Experience, giving this client the tools and strategies that can help them to be the best version of themselves. So for example, last week, I had a parent who was just not happy with my teaching style and just not happy with the way I was handling certain things in the classroom and with their child. So I could have gotten so frustrated and upset and let it linger in my mind for days. But I was able to take action immediately and really shift my mindset and be like, okay, I need to handle this. How can I handle this? And move on from it and remedy the issue. Because I firmly believe, and I tell my clients all the time, every problem has a solution, and we could either make the problem bigger by mulling and stewing over it, or we could come up with a solution and try to solve the problem, or bring in gratitude. So one thing that I like to do that's helped me a lot is positive affirmations. So when I started this position online, I had 32 students in first, second, and third grade when I started in September. And I was like, how am I going to do it with 32 students? That's not an ideal classroom in 3 grade levels. But then I took a step back and I had to tell myself, Meena, you've overcome a lot. And throughout my house, I have little cards that say, I can do this. And I kept reminding myself over and over and over. And then luckily, our principal hired someone. So now she took some of my students and I have 20 instead in first and second grade. So a lot easier. I have to constantly be coaching myself in order to be the best coach for my clients. And then another thing that's helped me is doing guided meditation and just being grateful when there is a challenge, being grateful for what are the essentially every problem there. You can make it a bigger issue than it needs to be. So I like to step back when there's a problem that occurs and say, what am I grateful for about that situation? And look at it in gratitude, essentially.
No, I like that. No, I think a lot of the times, like, we have to really assess. You know, you definitely want to get into the mind of assessing a situation. Like you said, just don't make it bigger than what it needs to be. You know, definitely. Look, I tell people all the time, take a woosah moment. You know, take a breath. Let's not make this any bigger. Let's not go in it, you know, focused on the negative where we can just really embrace the positive. And I think that's what you were definitely doing. And I think that is like an excellent thing because, like, there's so many people that are just so ready to go to the negative before they even think about the positive. And it's just a horrible thing because it's just like, do you not understand that it's not just you that is involved in it. There's people around you watching you. There are little people that are influencing you, or vice versa, you know, and different things like that. So it's just like, let's not do that. You know, let's not go automatically to the red. Let's not do that. Let's not go to the red. You know, we can calm ourselves. We can really think about things more in a very positive manner because the positive stays around a lot longer. And I believe that it is a lot more powerful because now you're able to kind of, I'm going to take the positive route. I'm going to go the distance because I have the positive route. Whereas, like, when you have the negative, you go straight for the negative and you hit the wall. You hit that thing hard.
Definitely.
It's no fun that way. And I think, you know what, you have a great way of looking at a lot of different aspects of not just your life, but those that you are currently in the lives of the people that you're helping. And I think that is such an awesome thing. Girl, you're doing it. You're doing it. And I think that is just, you know, it's really, really, really commendable. It really is because you know how we like to just kind of, you know, all right, well, you know, if I had it to do over again, you know, but you don't even have to do it over again. All you got to do is start from where you left off and go the other route.
Definitely.
Go the other route. It's okay. It's okay. Take the other piece of the pie. You'll be all right.
Or put one step in front of the other.
Yes. You know, a lot of people say taking it day by day. I was just like, you know what? When it's very stressful for you, take it hour by hour. I was like, if it's too stressful for you, take it minute by minute.
Definitely.
You know, yes, we have to break these things down because, like, you know, like I said, you don't want to take the whole pie to the head. You want to just definitely be able to just take it piece by piece because nothing good comes from taking everything on all at the same time, right?
Definitely. And then I find a lot of times when you want to have a business, you want to get to the top automatically. And that's not always going to be the case. So I always think of it as a ladder. And this is the kind of analogy I always use. You have to start off at the bottom and work your way up through the rungs of the ladder, but it's going to take time, and you're not going to get from here to here overnight. And you're definitely, maybe not even in a month, you're not going to get from the bottom all the way to the top, but you can take those small little action steps that are going to propel you and push you to move forward. Because I see, especially the women that come to me, they have a lot of fear, doubt, and insecurities. And that's what's keeping them at the bottom and not working themselves up. And so I see that as a hindrance sometimes. And that's where we have to, or myself, have to help them with their mindset so that when they have a mindset block, they can still make those action steps. It might take a little bit longer, but they're going to eventually get to the top. But it's going to take time, and it's going to take the work from their part.
I love that. You know what? I that reminds me of something that I said to a person not too long ago. We actually had a conversation, and I said, why is it that we have a goal, right? I'm just setting it up. If we have a goal and we get in on the goal and we're like, oh yes, all I got to do is this, and the third. And you think after you do that, you're supposed to be there. No. It's not supposed to be there because of the fact that you didn't learn anything. Nor did you get to really cure the foundation properly for it to even take on more, or for you to get further after you get past that goal. So, definitely. You have to really take time out for yourself. And understand when it doesn't happen right then and there, it's a blessing, because now I need to add more weight to this. I need to learn some more things. I need to just be that much more just open to the possibility that I now have the time to find something that will give this such an extension that this cannot just go with the people that I'm trying to reach, but this is coming outward, outward to reach a lot more people. So yes, I look at it like, I challenge most people, like, come on now, like take a break, take a week off. And I know they say, oh, you can't take a week off when you have a business or a new business or what have you. But I said, but what good is it when you are running on empty?
Exactly.
And you're making all the wrong mistakes, because now it's going to take you that much more time to make those mistakes right. Or redo it, because now you might have to tear down some stuff just to get it to go forward. So yes. And I think your program, girl, you got it. You got this.
Oh, thank you so much.
You got this, you guys got this. Okay, so let's just say someone comes to you.
Okay.
Right? And they have an insecurity with just home life. Because a lot of people, they're stuck at home now. I'm stuck at home. I can't do this. If I'm here, I think I'm gonna lose it. I need you to talk me off the ledge, Meena. Help me. What would you say?
So what I would do was I would ask them questions to figure out what part of their home life they're not enjoying. And obviously, as you said, with the pandemic, we're stuck more at home. A lot of things are being shut down even now more. Things have opened up and then they shut down again. So what I would ask them is, do you feel like your home is a sanctuary? Is it a safe haven for you? If they say no, I would try to figure out why. Is it clutter that we can declutter things? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go into their home and declutter, but I'll give them the tools to help them to start those small action steps. So, for example, that one of my clients, she had this goal of revamping and fixing up her garage because she said things were thrown all over the place. And every time she would go to her garage, she'd be like, she just tested her garage and she's like, I want nothing to do with it. And she wanted her husband's help, but her husband was so busy with his job. So finally, she took it upon herself to, with my help, I said, can you carve out time on the weekend? Even if your husband can't help you, can you carve out time to work on just this one small area of your garage? So taking those small steps and then like decluttering, and she was able to donate some of the stuff. And that's what something I encourage clients to do, donate, because when you donate, you feel good about donating to whatever place that you want to donate to. And then also looking into, even if it's not necessarily just your home, but just the foods that you're eating in your home. Are they bringing you pleasure? Are you just sitting on the couch all day binge eating and then eating sweets or eating salty foods? And is that really what you're doing? Or are you filling your mind with positive things at home? Yes, you can. It's okay to binge watch Netflix or, your favorite TV show. That's okay. But are you also saturating yourself with, are you watching YouTube videos that are inspirational? Are you reading inspiring books? Are you doing things for yourself like meditating in your home? Are you taking bubble baths or Epsom salt soaks if you like to do that? What are some of the things that you're doing in your home that are bringing you pleasure? Looking at that as well. And then also, again, the decluttering and then the maintenance of decluttering also, because things will pile up again. And then how can you have a system so that it doesn't always pile up? Or if it does, like for me, one thing that I do when I get my mail, immediately rip off the things that are junk mail, so it doesn't even sit there, and then it goes right into the recycle, and then eventually the big recycle, because I live in an apartment, so the big recycle in my complex. So those are small things that I can do for maintenance for the week. And then also looking into, like, is your laundry piling up? And I'll be guilty of it. My laundry tend to pile up. After I'm done with it, I would just fold it, but it would sit there. So making sure that you finish the task right away. So after the laundry is done, are you putting it away right away? Or after you get something out of the cupboard, are you putting it away right away? Instead, otherwise you're just sitting there. And then that's where the clutter keeps happening.
Yes, that is so true. Yes. And it seems like when you have them children, they do not help. They do not help. But I used to, with my kids, I used to try to make a game out of it. Or I'll put like a song on that would always get them to move it.
Get them
you get them to move it. Oh, you got unlimited energy. Trust me. You get that, because that's all they do is move. So you take advantage of that.
And a lot of people tell me, they're like, you don't have kids, you don't understand. But I try to understand because I talk to parents all the time. I have a niece that I talk to. She's in 3rd grade, and I still, even though she's not my child, I still try to tell her things, and I tell her she needs to clean up her room, and I tell her different things, and I tell that to my students. I tell them, be nice to your parents because they really take care of you. Make sure you clean up after yourselves, and that way. So
you are the parent, definitely, because as long as you're teaching kids and for hours at a time and different things like that, I mean, honey, you are doing the biggest service for the parents, because we may not have, a lot of the times we don't have the patience. I will say Here I am. Because I do not have a lot of the patience to do the very thing that the teachers are able to. I think they underpay y'all. They underpay y'all so much. Like, I'm like, we can't give them more zeros in this check. Can you help? Like, look, that's what Christmas is for, right? So we can hand out some zeros. Okay, no, I hear you. But so, certainly. Okay, so listen, she's an excellent person, and she has only the best intentions for any and everyone. And I want you to say something to my Mayan tribe, please. Allow them to just feel your energies, dear heart, so we can know how to reach you and where, what's your final say.
I would say if you are the type of woman who has that aspiration, that strong pull or desire to wake up each day because you want to do what you love and you want to start a business that really, really lights you up, push past the fear, because fear is going to get you nowhere, and it's just going to get you to stay at the bottom of the ladder and not really work your way up. And I would love to support you if you have that pull and desire and you're aspiring for more. And so you can reach me in several different ways. One of them is through my business page on Facebook and Instagram, and it is Love Life Now Coaching. And you just type that in. And it doesn't have the LLC on Facebook and Instagram. So it's just the Love Life Now Coaching on Facebook and Instagram. And then I also have a free community in Facebook, and it's Love Life Now Community. And that's a community group of like-minded women who I help them to get into more clarity on what their goals and aspirations are for starting that business. But even if you just want to get aligned in your life, because essentially to get aligned in your life, you to start that business, you do need to get aligned in your life. And then that's Love Life Now Community. And then also my website is Love Life Now Coaching. And so you can check out my website, and it does need to be updated a little bit because just recently, within the last few months, I pivoted into this area of helping women who are aspiring to start businesses. And so my program really just helps that women to become the best version of themselves so that you can be that boss for yourself, and you can really show up in all areas of your life, not just your business. And I really believe that coaching works because I'm a true example of that as well, having worked with 3 different coaches.
Yes. And you guys, she's a beautiful soul. I'm telling you, you gotta reach out to her. Okay, give her your efforts and your energies. I'm telling you, look, even if it's just to say, you know what, I see you. I see you doing so much good things and helping people and different things like that. And we, as the world, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate the opportunity to be on here. So thank you so much.
Yes, like for sure. And I think it's just so important that we always try to help others. It really, it does not. Okay, yeah, it might take a little bit, but the reward is just so great. When you see somebody that's actually getting the help and they're like, you know what, thank you for what you did and the time and the effort and the energies that you put into me for me to do all this, and I mean, I think that is like the greatest reward and the greatest trophy ever, really, just to help others. So you guys, this is why I do everything. I do everything because I'm like, okay, we are all in this thing together. We are trying to make sure that, we want to do things. We want to climb bigger mountains and higher heights and all the things that we said that we wanted to have in our lives at one point in time. Sometimes the world kind of beats you up,
Mm-hmm.
And tells you can't have that. But who did they lie? They lied. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. You are you. You are special. You are kind. You are sweet. You are loving. As long as you keep and you hold on to that, the possibilities are definitely endless. So we appreciate your time, your effort, your energy, you guys. Thank you so much, Miss Amina, for you just being here one more time with Living Your Best Life with Lady Myya. I appreciate everyone and all your things. Listen, I'm on Patreon now. You know what? A sister needs a little help, just a little, just a smidge of a help. Every little bit helps. And I also have some more things coming up, you guys, and I only hope that you can always be a part of it. I want to be your cheerleader, always. Make sure that you know that, and if you need somebody to just, give you the little wins, call your girl. Call your other girl, Miss Amina. Call us both. There you go. You got both of us readily available here for you guys. And we will see you guys later.